Good day, people. Today we're gonna do the solution for Math Wars number 4. This paper actually came from the state exam in 2022. So this paper consists of 23 questions, 5 constructive response, 18 multiple choices. The menu at an ice cream store is shown below. How many different choices of one size, one flavor, and one topping can be made from the menu? So all we need to do is multiply. So one size, we have 3 sizes, times the number of flavors, 3 flavors, times the number of topping, 3. So that's 3 by 3 by 3, which is 27. So the answer is 27 different outcomes or different choices we could make out of these 3 sample space. Which expression has the same value as the expression shown below? So we have negative 3 over 8 minus 7 over 8. We know that it could also be written as negative 3 over 8 plus negative 7 over 8. So this one is out because they can't be 3, 8 plus 7, 8, because we know our answer must be positive. This one is out because we see that negative 3, 8 is negative and 7, 8 is positive, which would give us a positive answer. This one is also out because we see 3, 8 minus 7, 8, which would not give us the answer we're looking for. So the answer is this one. At sunset, a thermometer had a reading of 4 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit. During the night, the temperature decreased. So we know decrease, so we know it's minus 15. After the decrease, what is the total number of degrees that the temperature must change for the thermometer to read 0? So if it decreased by 50, we know that it's now at negative 11. If we're at negative 11, to get back to 0, we have to add 11, which is basically the additive inverse. So our answer is 11. So remember, any number plus its opposite would give us 0. Alright, the cost for 10 ounces of organic berries is $2.70. So 10 ounces is $2.70. Which equation can be used to determine X, the cost in dollars of 30 ounces? So I want to find for 30 ounces how much it would cost. Alright, if we cross multiply, we see that we get 10x is equal to 51. Alright, we could just stop it there. We can just look at our choices. So we see that if we cross multiply here, we get 10 times 30, which is not the answer. It should be 10 times x. If we multiply here, we see that we get 2.7 times x, so this is not the answer either. This one gives us 10x, and this one gives us 27. So obviously this one is the answer without even working any further. A chef made 150 cups of chili and sold 60%. A serving size of the chili is 1 2/3 cups. How many servings of chili were sold? So 150 cups, and we need to find 60% of that. We know that 60% of that will be 90. Now, if we have 90 cups and each serving is 1 2/3 cups, we have to divide this 90 by 1 2/3, and we see that we get we get 54. A gardener uses a total of 6 to 1.5 gallons of gasoline in 1 month. Of the total amount of gasoline, 3/5 was used in his lawnmower. How many gallons of gasoline did the gardener use in his lawnmower? So we know it's 61.5 and he used 3/5, so we're just finding 3/5 of that, which gives us 36.5. Sorry, 36.9. A machine in the factory makes 2 1/4 pounds of nails in 1.5 hours. At what rate in pounds per hour? Pounds per hour. So we know we're dividing the pounds divided by the hour. Alright, so that's 2 1/4 divided by 1 1/2. So that's 9 over 4 divided by 2 ones, 2 and 1, 3, 3 over 2. So that's 9 over 4 times 2 over 3, which gives us 3 over 2. Alright, and I know that 3 over 2 is the same as 1 and 1 over 2. Which table below shows a proportional relationship between x and y? Alright, what is the constant of proportionality for the relationship between x and y? Alright, so we know that to find the constant of proportionality, it would be y divided by x. So when we divide 0.75 by 0.5, we get 1.5. When we divide 1.875 by 1.25, we get 1.5. When we divide 4.5 by 3, we get 1.5. When we divide 10.125 by 6.75, we get 1.5. So we know our answer must be 1.5. Mr. Jensen purchased an airline ticket on the website. The original price of the airline ticket was $473. He used a coupon, so we know that coupon code, 20% discount, so we know that this is coming off the price. Alright, a sales tax of 12% was applied after the discount. What was the total price of the airline ticket after the discount? So we had $473 was the cost of the ticket. Then we're taking off 20%, so he's paying 80% of that cost. So 80% of that cost would be $378.40. That's how much you would pay for the ticket after the discount. And now we see that there's a 12% tax being added to it. So 12% to 100%, we get 112% times that $378.40. And we see that we get $423.81. What is the value of 12.5 minus 15.5 plus 1.25? Doing all of that, we see that we get negative 1.75. Alright, we know that 1.75 is the same as negative 1 3/4 or negative 7 over 4. So the answer is D. On a map, two cities are 2.8 inches apart. The map has a scale of 1 inch to 25. 1 inch to 25 miles. How far apart in inches would the same two cities be on a map that has a scale as 1 inch to 40 miles? So first, we can find the actual distance. So we know it's 1 inch to 25 miles. So if we have 2.8 inches, we're asking ourselves how many miles would that be? So that would be 70 miles. So we know the actual distance is 70 miles. So if we use this scale now, 1 inch to 40 miles, and we know this is 70, they're asking us this would be how much on the blueprint. So 40x would be equal to 70, and we see that x would be equal to 1.75. Kathleen wants to buy a $75 skateboard. She has $25 saved so far. So we see that this is a one-time payment, so this is a constant. She mows lawns to make extra money and earns $20 for each lawn she mows. So the fact that we see each $20 each, we know that's a rate of change, so that must be the coefficient for the variable. Which inequality can be used to determine the number of lawns X she mows to have enough money to buy the skateboard? So we know that she has 75. She wants to buy the skateboard for $75. So she can spend $75. She can save $75 or more to buy that skateboard. So she can save $75 or greater. So greater than or equal to 75. we see that she has the $25 saved already, and then we see that she's doing $20 for each lawn that she mows, so that's 20x. So this one will be out because wrong inequality again. So let us see which one the variable is on the 20. So that's B. The expression 48y minus 16 represent the perimeter in feet of a square. Which expression represents the length in feet of each side of the square? So since we know that this is the perimeter of the square, we know that the square has 4 equal sides, so we could factor this expression by 4. So we could divide both of these terms by 4. So we get 12y minus 4, which is A. The equation y equal 4.3x can be used to determine the total cost of y dollars and x pounds of apples. What does the number 4.3 represent in the equation? So obviously this represents the cost of 1 pound of apple. Which expression is equivalent to the expression shown below? So we know it's 2 plus 3.2x would give us 6x, 3.5 would give us 15. We see that these two terms are like terms. This term is by itself. So we add like terms, 15 plus 2 give us 17 plus 6x. A cook uses 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt to make 3 1/2 pounds of pasta. What is the unit rate in teaspoon per pound? So we're doing teaspoon divided by the number of pounds. 4 ones, 4 and 3, 7 over 4 divided by 2, 3, 6 and 1, 7 over 2. So keep, change, reciprocal. We see that we have 1, 1, so we have 2 over 4, which is the same as 1 over 2. What is the value of the expression? So remember the order in which we do all operations. So we have to do this part first. Negative 6 divided by 9 give us negative 4, plus 3 times negative 7 give us negative 21, plus 2. So this would give us negative 25 plus 2. So that gives us negative 23. A coach compared the heights of the players on 2 different teams. The data set shown in the table below. Heights of players on 2 teams. So we have team A, we have team B. So basically they are comparing the mean and the median. So let us find the mean. So remember to find the mean, we add all 8. We get 550. And we divide that by 8, we get 68.75. If we add all 8 right here as well, to find the mean, we get 544, and we have to divide by 8 to find the mean, so we get 68. Alright, so the mean height of the players on team B is greater. No, we know that team B is not greater. Alright, the mean, so this one is out. The mean height of the players on team A is greater than the height of the players on team B. This looks like the answer. Alright, so since that's the answer, we're going to move on. Miss Boy spent a total of $175 for 4 additional tickets and for parking. The cost of each ticket was the same. So we know it's 4 tickets, so we know that this looks like the coefficient. The cost of parking was $25. This looks like a one-time payment, so this is the constant. Write an equation that can be used to represent or determine T, the cost in dollars of each additional tickets, including tax. Okay, so we know this is the total, the $175. So let us write our equation. So the coefficient is 4, so that's 4 goes with the variable T, plus that one-time payment of $25 for the parking, and we know that she has $175 she spent $175. Alright, so what's the cost in dollars of each additional ticket? So we have 40 plus 25 equal 175. Subtract 25 from both sides. We see that 4t equals 150. Dividing both sides by 4, we see that t equals 37.5. A student incorrectly simplifies an expression. The expression and the student's work are shown below. So they have 5 minus 40 over 5, step A, 5 plus negative 40 over negative 5, step B, 5 plus 8, step C, the answer is 13. In which step did the student make an error? So obviously the student made an error in the first step, in step A. Alright, so in step A we saw that it was minus 40 over 5. So this should actually be 5 minus. Alright, so if we change that minus to plus, so we have to write the opposite of whatever follows. So that's negative 40 over 5. So if you put a negative on both of these terms, it would make this value positive, and the value is not positive, should be negative. So you have to put the minus on one of these numbers only, one of these values only. So which would give us 5 plus negative 8, which gives us negative 3. So the actual value is negative 3. The members of a school club are selling tickets for a fundraiser. The goal for the fundraiser is to earn $50 each day from ticket sales. The list below shows the percent of the goal reached each day. So on the first day, only 90%. So on the first day, only 90% of their daily goal was met. So we need to find 90% of that 50. And we see that is $45. So only $45 they made on the first day. On the second day now, members, they earned 6% more than their daily goal. So their daily goal is $50. So 6% more would be 1.06 or 106% they earned that day, which gives us $53. On the third day, the members earned 14% less. So if $50 was the goal and we make 14% less, looks like they only made 86% of the goal they had intended to make, which was $43. So how much money in dollars did the members earn from ticket sales in all 3 days? So we'd have to add 45 plus 53 plus 43. And that gives us a total of $141 they earned over the 3 days. The circumference of a circle is 11 pi inches. What is the area in inches of the circle? Express your answer in terms of pi. So if we know the circumference is 11 pi, and we're trying to find the area, so we need to know the radius in order to find the area. So how do we find the radius? First we have to find the diameter, which would be the circumference divided by pi. So we see that the diameter is 11. If we know the diameter is 11, the radius would be 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. So since we know the radius now, we can proceed to find the area. The area would be equal to pi times 5.5 times 5.5, which is equal to 30.25 pi, because they asked us to represent our answer in terms of pi. So our pi must be in our answer. So that would be the answer. A company manufactures water bottles. The list below describes the number of water bottles manufactured in 3 months. So for February, we had 400 water bottles. For March, we had 7% more water bottles. So we had 4,100, and 7% more would be 107%, which gives us 4,387. So we had 4,387 bottles for March. All right, for April, we had 500 more than what we had for March. So for April, we had 4,387 plus that 500, which gives us 4,887 bottles. All right, the question is, what is the percent increase to the nearest percent in the number of water bottles the company manufactured from February to April. So we started with 4,100, then it increased by 7%, then it increased by 500. So we need to find how much did the bottles increase from February to April. So we started with, so we'll have 4,887 minus 4,100, which gives us 787. So that's how much it increased from February to April. So now we need to put that increase over the original amount of 4,100 times 100 to see how much it increased by. And we see that it increased by 19.2, so that would be 19.2%. But the question asks us to the nearest percent, so that's 19%. Thank you for watching.